Choreiform movements. What does that sound like? What's another word that sounds? Ah, so, and what does that mean?
Rapid spastic dancing. It's like
It kind of looks
chorea.
like dancing, but it's uncontrolled, irregular motion.
As opposed to the hypokinetic gait.
Okay.
You now have the
Same guy that did the flowers.
which we see, you would call choreiform gait or chorea. With this gait, there are not only abnormalities in the gait itself, but associated movements.
This is impressive.
Oral facial dyskinesias, in which the patient which will be having movements of one side or the other side of the face, kind of a grimacing type of a fashion. It can be movements in the upper extremities and the fragments of semi-purposeful type of movements or writhing type of movements. And then the legs will also start to go. And so the patient attempts to walk in the superimposition of the movements, but the patient doesn't actually fall because the balance is not affected. Just you have these involuntary movements that are now being superimposed upon a gait.
Isn't that impressive?
So was he saying it accumulates, or he was just talking about different ones that could?
It could start with just a motion, and then it could go further. Now, the difference between this and athetoid is what have y'all learned about athetoid? It's a type of cerebral palsy, and what is it? They have mixed, okay? So, the choreiform stuff is not tone related, okay? And it was not balance related. Whereas athetoid is mixed tone.
Did you say that the choreiform is not related to tone?
Okay. This is Mrs. Bobath doing a treatment. Miss Bobath, we're going to be talking about her. Yeah, we're going to catch up. We're going to talk about her. She is one of the NDT gurus. Okay. She was a PT, by the way.
Unfortunately interfered with by constipation, of course. Yeah, our Indian and the microscope, and now we spread. What's the head?
See how he's locking his knees, trying to keep his balance.
And we will notice the object contractor, like the other one did, because he never is still in one position, but every one time moves so much. Now, everything
Okay, so the difference between this is tone related.
for not moving all the time.
Come on, let me back up. We're gonna see that.
One position for not moving all the time. And the implication is that really, one really abnormal movement, because the abnormal movements are uncontrolled in a choreography. There, a very fast, much quick by this ball, but they need it all the time. And very secure.
He really has no transitional movements. If you watch this, it's kind of like we're talking to another.
How long? Then he said, be in one position for up to 10 minutes. But I don't want to show you yet.
everybody's had one that woke them up in the middle of the night and had to jump up out of bed and stand on your leg, right? Yes, those feel so good. I guess living with you, we're very concerned about what the heck is going on. This is dystonia. Now, this young lady has not taken her medication today. And it's not quite the same thing as being affectory. So this is again one of those things that I'm not necessarily asking the difference between dystonia and affectory, but she can't count on her body either, but she can control it better. And then it gives out. Okay?
So she's at really great risk for falling.
Yep.
But if she takes her meds, she'll be all right.
She'll be all right. But you can't. The interesting, just FYI for you guys, she has a bunch of stuff out here if y'all want to watch it. It's really interesting because she talks about, this stuff she gets through regular day. Yep.
You said, which one was not sound related? Choreoform.
Dance thing, you gotta have balance for dance, so. Okay. CNS, upper motor neuron stuff, that's what we're getting ready to talk about, brain and spinal cord. Strokes, traumatic brain injuries, tumors, cerebral palsy, spinal cord, Parkinson's. Tone is going to be affected. It can be too high, too low. You're going to look at balance and posture issues. There may be sensation issues as well, and reflexes may reappear and will certainly influence tone. So, what we need to consider, there's proprioceptive input, cutaneous input. Oh, let's go with that one. Yeah, okay. Proprioceptive stuff does what? What do we know already that it does? Right, okay. The way proprioception works is tone is set. Tone is actually set. Our state of readiness to move is actually set in the tendons. Okay. So, when I have high tone or low tone, the message is still being sent the same, but it's being interpreted differently. So proprioception is really nice because heavy weight bearing, like being on hands and knees, gives you a lot of input, and what you're really trying to do is reprogram the message being sent from the tendon. Does that make sense?
Not so much the latter part. Could you just repeat again?
The same message is being sent.
Yes.
Okay?
So it's interpretation that's getting messed up in the appendix, so heavy work.
Helps to try to reprogram, resend that message, or alter the message that's being sent. Is that better?
Changing interpretation or nothing?
I won't change the message because, and eventually we do have enough plasticity that we can change where it's received. But that's not going to be my initial.
So you're talking about afferent, and then what comes
Yes.
back is the efferent.
Mhm.
Gotcha. That's after it goes to the brain, it's interpreted, it comes back out, you wanna affect that,
What's being
afferent,
sent,
so that the afferent is correct when it comes back.
right? Okay? So that's how that works. We're gonna be working on that. Cutaneous stimulation. What type of exterioceptors would we affect? Give me an example of what you would do. Light touch does what? You're right. Right? You just talk about it. What happens?
You cringe, you tinkle, you.
Okay, which is why when we talk about working with people and when we're in there manhandling, if you will, you use a firm touch. Okay? When the input that you give him, like in coming from supine to sit, I'm using a good bit of input because A, I want them to feel secure, but I'm using this, I'm using this, and what we're going to find out is where we place our hands makes a big difference too. Because everywhere I place my hands, from my hands down, I'm helping. From my hands up, they are doing by themselves. So I need to pay attention to where I touch people. Yes. Okay. Using my reflexes.
But you could use tapping and light touch too.
And hold on to that because we're getting there. What is the Bobinsky? Oh, yeah, that's your foot. What do you do?
Bring your finger down there.
And what happens? Okay. If that does not get reintegrated, what can that cause problems with? What? Balance. Ambulation. Okay. Oops, wrong way. Oh, okay, so, root is a technique, it was a person, and she developed this thinking, okay? We are going to talk about the different principles of 4 different types of treatment stuff, and where they came from and how they did it, right? And this is one of them. And one of the first things that you, or one of this person, one of the things that they said was that you have to have normal muscle tone in order to get good motion, good quality of motion. That doesn't sound like reasonable. Okay. Where does treatment begin? Right? So, if for example, you're working with an adult who's had a stroke and then they have some finger muscles that that is a raking grasp, am I going to start with, say, picking up beads? Right? Okay? Motivation enhances purposeful movement. Yes. Okay? Repetition is necessary for re-education.
That's, you want perfect practice.
Right, because I'm using that motor control stuff coming in here, motor one, right? Okay? Is any of that new? We may not have listed it out somewhere, but none of that's new. Okay, so they're saying that we got 2 types of muscles. We got light work muscles and we got heavy work muscles. This makes sense. Alright? If you were, tell you what, James, do it. I promise not to make you. Now you just turn around for a second. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to push him off balance, okay? And I want you to pay attention to see if you can tell me what is being activated and how does he keep from going off balance. What muscle groups? Extensors and
Abductors.
abductors. All right, thank you. Those are your heavy work muscles. Think about it.